Good morning, Year 6. This is Mrs. Klein, about to read Wednesday, the 3rd of February's book talk. So I'm going to share the screen with you now. So hopefully you've got a copy of the text in front of you, and we will look at the questions first of all together. Okay, so here we go. How do you think Olive felt at the start of this extract? Give reasons for your answer. So how did Olive feel at the start of this extract? And you've got to give reasons why you think that. Number 2, do you think Olive and Cliff's journey on the train was comfortable and enjoyable? Use evidence from the text to support your answer. So you've got to find out whether you think the train was comfortable and enjoyable and explain using evidence to support your answer. And lastly, how do you think Olive felt when Esther Jenkins took Cliff's Beano? Give reasons for your answer. So think about how Olive felt when Esther Jenkins took the Beano magazine off Cliff. And you've got to give your reasons why you think that. Okay, so let's go to the text. And I'm just going to see if I can fit it actually onto the screen. It'd be better for you. Okay, right, here we go. So this is from Letters to the Lighthouse again. I took a big breath, like I was standing on the edge of a wall, trying to find the courage to jump. So remember one of the questions about how you think she felt. Come on, I said to Cliff, taking his hand properly. As soon as we started moving, the crowds that surrounded us buffeted us towards the train. When I looked over my shoulder, Mum and Gloria had gone. Most of the train doors were closed by now, though heads and arms still hung out of the windows. The guards strolling up and down the platform were telling everyone to take their seats. Coach D was divided into 3 big compartments. Each one was full, smelling of heaters on too high and damp, dusty clothes. Cliff looked like he might cry with disappointment. I wanted to sit by the window. I gave him a toffee and told him not to worry, though I didn't honestly think that we'd get a seat at all. Making our way down the train, we stepped over sprawled legs and enormous pairs of feet. They were older kids than us, in the uniforms of at least 2 or 3 different schools, who looked bored already, and the journey hadn't even started. After searching the entire length of the carriage, we'd still not found a seat. So, putting our cases down flat, I told Cliff to perch on top of them. It'd be all right leaning against the wall, at least that was the plan. Sitting down, Cliff had just opened his Beano when a hand swooped in and grabbed it. Hey, Cliff looked up. Give that back, I cried. At eye level was a label saying Dorothy Roberts, but the face above it belonged to that naughty girl, Esther Jenkins. Her hair was in 2 dark brown plaits, the pointed ends of which looked like they'd been sucked. She was holding Cliff's comic high above her head. It annoyed me that she'd taken it without asking. That's not yours, I said, reaching for it. It is now. I tried to make a lunge for the comic, but she was taller than me. I bought that for the journey, Cliff protested. Tough, Esther said. She spoke with a bit oddly, using English words but sounding foreign. It's ours now. Before we could do anything, the comic got passed on to a boy, then another boy, before disappearing down the carriage. Esther patted Cliff on the head. Thanks, pal, before going back to her seat. Cliff's bottom lip started to quiver. Shh, don't cry, I said, putting my arm around his shoulder, I think. Okay, so here we go. That's the extract, and they were the questions. I'm just going to go over them again. So the first one, how do you think Olive felt at the start of this extract? So go back to that beginning, even opening sentence. How do you think she feels? And explain why. So give your reasons. Don't just say she feels an emotion. Just explain why you think that. Do you think Olive and Cliff's journey on the train was comfortable and enjoyable? So think about the carriage. Think about, did they get a seat? Were people friendly? Did it smell funny? So think about all those things there. And there's very clear indications of that throughout this, before the comic snatching. Okay, so think about what the train, how it was described. Okay, so I think, or I don't think the train was comfortable and enjoyable because, if that's what you think, and you've got to use evidence from the text. And number 3, how do you think Olive felt when Esther Jenkins took Cliff's Beano? So think about Olive is very protective of her little brother. So how do you think she would feel when this Beano was snatched from her by Esther Jenkins? And you've got to give reasons why you think that she feels that. So again, think about her relationship and what responsibility she might have towards her younger brother. Okay, I think that's it. So hopefully have a good book talk and answer those questions as clearly and precisely as possible. And we look forward to seeing your results. Bye, everyone. Stop share it now, and I shall end the call. Bye.